everyone. I hope you all are continuing to stay healthy and safe and continue to practice social distancing. I am really excited because my cousin Whitney, she's a teacher in Tennessee, actually wrote 2 books. I'll be reading the next one next week, but this week I have one story that she wrote for you all, and it is called Really. This is a really good story. I know you'll like it. This story that I am going to tell you may require an imagination and patience from non-understanding adults. What you're going to hear is all true. Really? Okay, my name is Whitney and I have a poodle named Samson. Really? I also have a nice friend named Albert the Tall, which I thought was true, but not. Really? Not about Albert being my friend, but about him being nice because he wasn't really nice. Samson hangs out with Albert and I all the time. He's the one He's the one I tell my secrets to because you can't tell secrets to Albert. Really don't. I have a treehouse in the woods, and that is where Albert stays because you see, he is a pink spotted giraffe. Really? You may say, how does a pink spotted giraffe fit in a treehouse? That's the easy part. You cut a hole in the roof. Really? Because there's Whitney, and there's Samson, and there's Albert. My story begins when Albert showed up one day, and I couldn't believe my eyes. It's not every day you see a pink giraffe in your living room. I told him that he could stay, and Samson and I have never really been the same. You see, Albert is a trickster and loves to cause trouble, a lot of trouble. He is also very hard to make happy and always finds something to complain about. That's when our adventure, or should I say, trouble, really began. I realized something else about Albert that next day when I told him that he could come to school with me. Our walk to school seemed normal because walking a pink giraffe to school does attract strange looks. But when we got into the classroom and Albert sat in the seat, the teacher couldn't see him at all. Really? All the other kids were laughing and Albert caused a huge fuss. This was only the beginning of Albert's trouble. After Albert had made himself at home in my treehouse, he told me he only ate vanilla wafers and sugar wafers. Really? I told him that I would get some later, but Albert was not up for waiting. He snuck into the house and rummaged through the kitchen to find the cookies. That's when I decided I need to set some ground rules. So I put him in timeout. Really? How do you put a giraffe in timeout? Bribe him. Really? When Albert is in the house, he knows to be careful about the ceiling fan. Giraffes and ceiling fans just don't mix. Really? Now Samson knows this, and considering they don't get along, sometimes Samson gets too smart for his britches. He will then set traps for Albert using his favorite food and his worst enemy, the ceiling fan. Really, he does. And you can guess, I'm the one who has to unset the trap. Now, Samson is not the only sneaky one. Albert is a master at trickery. One day I was keeping to myself by painting the walls of my treehouse, and of course I turned to my back for 2 minutes, and this is what happened. No one can really tell what Albert's true intentions were. Never turn your back on Albert. Really. Besides Albert's temper, attitude, and sneaky ways, his long legs make him incredibly clumsy and messy. Remember when I said don't turn your back on Albert, not even for a second? Well, that includes when you go to investigate what he did the first time. Don't ever let a pink giraffe have alone time. Really don't. I also think boredom may be a factor too. Because when you haven't heard or seen Albert for a while, you should be afraid. Really afraid. And the worst part is adults can't see him. Really. So chances are whatever he is doing, he is sure to blame it on you. Or poor Samson. Now, not every day is bad with Albert. Maybe I am being too harsh. Sometimes it is great playing with Albert. Really? Albert gets bored easily, so he is not always with me. Really? Albert may be visiting you too, but if you're not looking for him, you might miss him. He is very sneaky and mischief is what he does best. Really? So if something is missing, your cookie jar is empty, or you trip for no reason, it is no accident. It's Albert. Really? And Albert will never leave you trouble-free. He will always be around waiting for an opportunity. As far as my life with Albert, things have changed for the better. Really? Instead of embarrassing me at school, he has made himself useful, hanging pictures in the classroom. But most importantly, he has become part of my family. Really? Well, for the most part. So I tell you, despite what you may think, Albert Natal is a pink-spotted giraffe that causes havoc when you least expect it and is invisible to adults. Really? And alright, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you soon with another video. Bye!